are back for another Milk Crate moment. So, what do you do when you've got so much business that you can't do everything? You can't get the emails out. You can't get the landing pages created. You can't, right? You struggle with, oh, I'm going to shut that off. Wow. You're struggling with every single thing on your to-do list. What do you do? Well, you need somebody who will do that for you. Somebody today like Julie Trombley, who is my special guest. Julie, thanks for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me, Jean. Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm super happy you're here. Well, Julie, I don't know if you've ever listened to the Milk Crate Moment podcast, but what we start with is, what was your Milk Crate moment?
I would say my milk crate moment was when I started my business at the age of 53. I quit corporate and, I took all the tech knowledge that I had gained over like the 35 plus years in corporate and I started a business offering random tech support. And I was doing everything at that time. I was in social media, graphics, newsletters, just in all the different platforms. And I kind of felt like I was like doing too many things until I had a coach ask me if I had ever heard of the platform of Entreport, which is an all-in-one CRM and marketing platform. I hadn't heard of it. She said, you're really techie, you'll pick it up. I know a lot of people use it and they need help. So, I started looking into it, saw they had a certification that you could take. And so by within, a few months of her recommending and me going and checking it out, I became a certified Entreport expert at the end of 2020 and kind of let go of all my random tech support people.
Wow. And that's one, until I had met you, I had never even heard of Entreport. So let's go back. Let's dig a little deeper into your Milk Crate moment. So because you kind of glossed over it. So I really want to know, because I think it's really good information when you really tell about the struggle that you had when you're starting this business, because I think that when entrepreneurs start to struggle, they think they're the only ones this is happening to. They think they're the only ones that struggle. They're the only ones who don't get it. They're the only ones who can't do everything all the time in their business and still maintain somewhat of a personal and a family life at the same time. So
Right.
tell me, be a little bit more descriptive, if you wouldn't mind, about what that was like for you.
You mean when I was doing all the random tech support for people or just starting my business?
Well, whatever there is, wherever that Milk Crate moment really reared its ugly head.
Well, I would say just getting started, and what I try to help people with now is what I'm trying to help them avoid, is that you sign up for all the free or the cheap or the shiny object things that everybody says is going to improve your business and get you millions of dollars. I finally had to stop chasing all those shiny objects.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote an article for a challenge that I was in about when it's time to invest in a CRM. And I'm writing this article and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm writing this about myself. That, yeah, that I had this program here and I had a spreadsheet here and I had another program over here. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm writing this newsletter to myself that I need to consolidate everything into one place. And just knowing that there was a platform out there for me that I could get everything in one place and do have the CRM, send out the emails, have the landing page, have my website, that it just was such a relief for me to know that I could have everything in one place. And, because it's saving time too, that I'm not going, okay, I talked to so-and-so, wait, where was that information? Was that on a spreadsheet? Was that in this, or where was it in this platform? And making sure everything talked to each other. So just being able to consolidate as much as I could into one platform was so business and life changing for me.
Well, I would imagine, right, when you have a software that will do almost everything you need done in your business, you're not only saving money, you're saving stress, you're saving time, right? And And you're probably, like you just said, saving your memory. Like where,
Yeah.
right? When you keep it all in one place, oh my gosh, so much easier to find everything, right?
Right.
I wish, here's the thing, I love Zoom for one reason only, that it's a little tiny square box and you can't see all the little pieces of paper, or that I love writing on cards, right? I have like a million of these cards sitting on my desk. So
Mhm.
wouldn't that be great if there was something called card report, so that I could just put all my cards in there and all my notes. So I love that. So what made you pick entrepreneur other than, so you tried it out?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
did you love most about it?
The fact that you can do so many things within the one platform, you know, that you
Well,
don't
tell us what
have
you
to.
can do. Tell us
I'm
all
sorry.
the
Okay.
tell us all of the benefits of using Entreport.
Um, to have your CRM and be able to segment it, to set up all your automations. So, you know, if you're somebody that's running, like, let's say a membership program that has a payment option, you can set up an automation that's gonna, what if somebody's payment fails? I mean, I'm sure we've all gotten those emails of, you know, you need to update your credit card, that you can set up that automation. So you're not having to chase the people to get that money, that you're setting up an automation that's going to chase it for you.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So your landing pages, you can build your website in it. You can have membership sites, courses and lessons, self-scheduler that has been something that they've recently released. So you don't have to have the Calendly or the Acuity. You can just have your self-scheduling that's connected to a Google Calendar right there within the platform. So, and they're always coming out with new features. There's always something that they're, you know, from user community of, you know, we'd like to have this, or things that Entreport themselves would like to use it for, you know, so they're always coming out with new features.
Does it
So
do
I like
email
that.
marketing?
Yes. Yep. You can do your email marketing. Yeah. And you know, your sales pages, your order pages, so you can connect it with the Stripe or PayPal or any of those, you know, payment processors. So you can, you know, have everything right there, you know, so you don't have to have like, one of the examples, like you don't have to have like the LMS over here and a different, you know, email provider here, and then maybe a spreadsheet of your networking people here. You can have it all in one place. I use it. I love using it for my networking because there's a place for notes. I can, every call I get on, I bring up that person's record and I can just type my notes in there. So I have
Oh,
to
that's
remember. Yeah, I don't have to. Oh, trust me, you talk about the stacks, the notebooks that I would have, and then I'd think, okay, who was it that I needed to connect to? And I'm flipping through notebooks, and now all the notes are in one place in my CRM.
Yeah, I was using a Rocketbook
Yep.
for that, right? And now all my Rocketbooks are full, so it's like, well, now that doesn't work anymore, right? So I just
Because
kept
Gene,
buying
you're supposed
Rocketbooks.
to scan the Rocketbook pages into your.
Right, I know, and I'm like, oh, it did, you know, the first time I used it, it didn't go to exactly where I wanted it to go, and all of my clients are like, "Why did you send me so and so's client notes?" Well, I didn't think I did, right? So it's like, okay, Rocketbook doesn't work, so maybe user error there. So so I love the fact. So I'm really kind of interested in what you're talking about, because I do think it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs need, is they don't have, number one, a CRM. Most of them
Mhm.
don't have a CRM. They don't have an email marketing system. They don't know how to create landing pages. They struggle through all of the tech stuff.
Right.
And let's talk a little bit about that, about
Mhm.
how you solve that problem. How do you solve that problem for them when they're struggling with all of the tech stuff they don't understand?
I'd like to have a conversation with them first and see if they are using too many platforms and how can we consolidate. Also, just kind of guiding them on how Entreport can be that one-stop shop for them. Like for the most part, especially somebody just getting started, you're not going to need anything much more than that.
Mhm.
And also to teach the clarification between, there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, I have, you know, MailChimp, I have MailerLite, I have ConvertKit. Okay, those are not CRMs. Those are an email provider, you know. So that there's the education of that too, because a lot of people that I have talked to in the past. They think those are a CRM. Yes, you can do some email automations, but that's not going to be where you're going to want to, have all of your contacts and build out these, great things you could be building out with the CRM. It's just going to be, yep, these are the people you can send an email to, basically,
Right.
So just I try to do education just in those kind of things, and also just knowing that, and I'll say within the last couple of years, Entreport has changed their pricing structure that it's making it a lower barrier to entry too. So it's cheaper to get into it. So you can do just the basic things, and it will grow with you as your business grows. So
Right.
as you need new things to implement, yes, you can upgrade. But while you're just getting started, you can do everything you need to do with just that basic package.
And now, are you a done for you service based provider, or are you a done with you, or you're like, look, freaking figure this, learn this, because I'm not doing it for you.
Oh, no, no. Right now, I am a done for you, and I am launching in 2024 a done with you.
Oh, very
Just because you have the people that just then they don't have the resources to pay for a done for you.
nice.
And I like the idea of helping with a done with you, because then you get to learn the platform as I'm walking you through it. So it's not me doing everything and then here you go. Now, go forth and conquer, because they haven't been in the system despite giving them, videos and telling them what I've done. So I like the idea of building something that I can help people get into the platform, know how to use it a little bit better, and then they can go on with it from there.
So I think it's fair to say that the business you were starting was tackleyourtodO.com,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's pop that up there for a moment, shall we? So this is Julie's website if you want to reach out to her, and she's going to have a free gift here in a minute. But when you have people who are looking for a CRM, what do you feel like what's the biggest thing they're looking for that they don't know how to do?
Um, a few things. I think they don't know that they should have their contacts and segmented. So you're getting the right message to the right people at the right time.
Mhm.
And they're not building their email list. Like they don't have the lead magnet and a nurture series, getting people to know them better, so they can be on their newsletter list and, get offers down the road, so people just to get those kind of information into your CRM, people who might fill out a contact us form. When I build things out for my clients, I embed an Entreport form onto their website for the contact us. So that's coming into the CRM as well. I get people, oh, yeah, it's just a form. I get an email, from, my website. Okay, but let's capture those people into your CRM, because those are people then you can be reaching out to later.
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs make is they don't have anything on their website to collect leads when they do come and visit their website, right? There's
Right.
no lead magnet. There's no, I don't consider a sign up for my newsletter a lead generating um, piece of work, right?
Mhm.
It's literally like once in a while you'll get somebody, but if you had something valuable there, that's an
Right.
entirely different story.
Right.
So interesting, interesting. Um, okay, let's talk about your free offer. Let me pop that up there. Let's talk about what you're giving away.
Yeah. So what this is just, I talked about earlier, you have all these different platforms and systems and everything you've signed up for. And heck, you've probably forgotten you've signed up for half of them.
Right.
Guilty. I am not accusing anybody of anything, because I've been there.
Okay.
So right. So I am not throwing shade at anybody. I am just saying this is what I've learned. So what this does, this is a video and a worksheet that helps you kind of figure out like what are all the platforms you're using, how much are you paying for them, if anything, and then how much time is it taking you to go in between any of them, and how much do you charge per hour? And do that calculation, like how much time are you wasting and how much money are you losing by having all these different things that you're signing into and making sure this information is in here and back and, all the things.
I'm
And
gonna put
then,
that, I'm gonna put that back in just a second. I'm making a copy of it so I can drop it into the chat.
and
Okay,
then,
go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
so, and then there's just a section of like, what would you love for your CRM to do? Like, what kind of features do you want it to have? What are your, what are your must-haves in a CRM? And then just a place to do research and research different ones and say, okay, yes, it has it, it doesn't have it, so it's just going to help you decide whether or not you're ready to invest in a CRM, and just kind of give you a little bit of suggestions on how to do the research to find that CRM.
Oh, very cool. What's your favorite part of it?
What part of
Of,
favorite
of
part of what?
the Entreport.
Um, I like all of it. I like all of it. I don't know if I could say one favorite thing. That's like my favorite. Who's your favorite
Okay,
kid?
what's your least favorite piece of it? What's your least favorite piece then?
The email builder. The Entremail email builder is it's a little needs some work, and they're working on it. They're focusing a lot of using simple mail where it's more text based, but there is an Entremail feature where you can get, a little more designy, but it's kind of hard to use.
Mhm.
But other than that, I mean, it's been a great platform to use and to learn more about, and to support people who want to get started with it or who are already using it.
And who is your ideal client?
Female coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, which have organically become my ideal client. Like even when I was doing the random tech, I feel like they're more of the visionaries that know what they want to do, and I want to be the implementer, as the machine behind the scenes that's implementing everything that they want to have happen. So have that conversation of what is it you're looking to do, big picture, and then kind of working backwards from there of how do we get started and then build to that point.
I love that. Love that. Okay, so I usually ask, we're getting close unless there's anything else you want to tell me. Is there
Nope.
anything else you want to tell me?
No, not that I can think of.
You don't have another milk crate moment hiding somewhere?
Not
Just
that I can think of.
wondering. Okay, so what I usually ask at the end is, like, what's one piece of advice that you would give an entrepreneur that you wish you had when you were just starting out?
I'm going to go back to don't chase the shiny objects. Don't just feel like you have to consume and buy everything or sign up for everything that because you're going to hear so many different systems and coaches and
And we all
the
have our favorites,
the
right?
big gurus who are going to tell you that they can, you can get so many clients and so much amount of, yeah, no, don't right off the bat, just don't be chasing the shiny objects. Have an idea. And if it's that you need to talk to somebody about what it is you're looking for in overall picture, and somebody who can chunk it down and say, okay, this is what you should do, but don't, I talk to people that are like, well, I talked to somebody recently who has had Entreport for years. She's taken a course and they're like, oh, you need to build this course in Kajabi. And I was like, she says, do I have to? I mean, I want it to look like this. And I was like, yeah, you can do that in Entreport. And I showed her and she was like, oh, okay. So don't, just because somebody tells you you have to use something, if you've already got a CRM or if you're already using something, make sure, maybe that platform will already work for you. You don't feel like you have to jump into something else. You can still take the strategy behind it and implement it in your own system.
I love that. I love that. I think that's a piece that entrepreneurs get all caught up in, that they start not just the shiny object, but they think they have to do everything, and instead they would be so much better to piecemeal some of that out and take it
Mm-hmm.
off their plate so that they could do more, right?
Right.
but here's the problem. They get rid of the stuff they don't want to do, which is the income producing activities, right?
Right.
You cannot get rid of those. You cannot take those pieces off your plate. You have
Right.
to do those. So
Yeah.
thank you. That was a really good piece of information that you gave out.
Mhm.
Um, so today, I think I would like to just say thank you for being here. And I was thinking, do I want to offer something? But I don't have anything to offer. And I'm just going to let it stand there that you need to go get that. I actually copied that link. So I'm going to go look at that link that you just shared. The tackle your tech piece, because I will bet I'm one of those people that I have like this beautiful patchwork quilt of software that I pay for, probably a little what's the word I'm looking for? Where a
Mm.
duplication in
Mhm.
certain places there, right?
Mhm.
So that I don't really like the way my CRM does my calendar, so I have like right.
Yeah.
So and I do like the way that works a lot. So
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
interesting. So find what works for you, I guess, is the best idea. But if you can
Right.
keep it all in one place, it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, and it's going to save you stress.
Absolutely.
So
And I'll tell you too, if I get on a call with somebody and I don't feel Entreport's right for them, I will refer them to somebody, who can help them with a different platform. It's not right for everybody. Not every system is right for everybody, so you got to find the one that's right for you.
exactly, that's a great thing. So you really only work with Entreport. You don't work with any other platforms.
I only work with things so Entreport is the main platform. So if something needs to integrate with it, I will support those. But no, Entreport is the main platform that I support.
Good for you. Awesome. Yay, I love that. Julie, thank you so much for being here. It was so much fun to have you. And it's so great to see that everything's going there and that your husband's doing better. He had a knee replacement about, what'd you say, 10 weeks ago?
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's finally going back to work.
Yep.
Yay, right?
Right.
Yay. No, I get it, right? I get that. So
Yep.
great. You get the house back to yourself. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Awesome.
so much for having me, Jean.
Oh, thank you. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.